Good morning. Welcome to Active Aging with Barb. My name is Barb Eisenberg. I'm a physical therapist assistant and also a licensed massage therapist. I work with the team at Therapy at Home, where our passion is to inspire seniors like you and like me to live happier, healthier lives so that you can age successfully and independently with a positive attitude. I'm always working on that. So together we can create possibilities as we get older and better. So today I'm going to be talking about, for a few minutes, about our relationship with food and give you a couple of ways that we can improve that relationship. Then we'll get moving for about 25 minutes with an exercise program to lengthen and strengthen, mobilize as many joints and muscles as possible. So this information that I'm presenting today is for educational purposes only. It's not meant to diagnose a specific condition or treat a specific ailment. It's only for your information. If you have questions about your own body or your own health, make sure you check with your healthcare provider. They know your body best. So that being said, why are we talking about our relationship with food? You may have heard of some eating disorders like anorexia or bulimia, but the most common eating disorder is actually called binge eating disorder. And 2.8 million people in America have this eating disorder. And that's only an estimate. There's probably more people that we don't know about. So it's very common, and it affects people of every age, every ethnicity, every gender. So it really does not discriminate, and it's something that we should try to be aware of, and so we can improve that and get help for it if we do need it. So for a healthier relationship with food, there are some things that we can do. We can become more conscious and looking at ourselves, looking at what foods we buy, how we prepare them, when we eat them. Some of those things are really important to just become more conscious of how we eat and when we eat and what foods we choose. So we can do this by asking ourselves some questions. Number one, am I eating because I'm stressed? That is something that I really need to pay attention to, and I've noticed I often do eat when I'm stressed rather than dealing with my stress in another way. Number two, am I eating to avoid thinking about something that is worrying me or bothering me? Not good. So number three, am I eating for comfort? That is actually a good thing. We can eat to comfort ourselves, but we want to eat foods that are healthful and will nourish our bodies as well as making us feel better. Number four, am I eating because I'm hungry? That's another good thing. We should eat when we're hungry. We shouldn't eat when we're not hungry. Number five, am I eating because I'm tired or because I'm actually thirsty? That's another one that I need to really pay attention to. Sometimes I haven't hydrated enough and I'll reach for a snack and I really just need a drink of water. So make sure you hydrate yourself and notice if you're tired and try to get some rest rather than reaching for a snack that's probably not healthy. And number six, does this food make me feel happy or satisfied? And we're hoping as we build a better relationship with food that the food you eat is going to make you feel happy and really make you feel satisfied, really enjoyable, and not have any kind of feelings of guilt when you eat. That's not a good way to relate to food. So we want to ask ourselves these questions. We want to ask the questions and do it without any kind of judgment. Just try to step back and look from a distance, observe ourselves, and just notice, I'm eating because I'm actually tired, not because I'm hungry. And by noticing these things, we can gradually try to change our behavior and get a healthier relationship with our food and really eat to nourish our bodies and our minds. So the other thing that we can do when we're eating is to notice our all different parts of the food. We use all of our senses. So notice the smell, notice the taste, notice the texture of the food. I know years ago there was certain things that I didn't like the texture and so I would avoid them, but there are certain textures that we can really enjoy. So lots of people enjoy a really good crunchy food. And the color. The color is really great. You can have lots of beautiful colors on your plate. Usually colorful foods are more healthy for you. So notice all of these things so you can really use all of your senses when you eat. So by becoming more aware when we're eating, and that's actually called mindful eating, we can improve our physical, our mental, and our emotional well-being by having this better relationship with food, eating when we're actually hungry, eating foods that will nourish us and comfort us, maybe bring back good memories, and we'll be better and healthier overall. So I hope you take these suggestions and try to improve your relationship. I'm going to take some of my own suggestions and try to do the same thing. So before we get moving, make sure if you have not exercised for a while, make sure you check with your healthcare provider and get the okay. And if we start exercising and you have any kind of severe symptoms like chest pains, shortness of breath, dizziness, make sure you stop immediately and get checked out. Make sure you're okay. That being said, let's get moving with our exercise. And we always start with a warm-up. I'm going to start by stepping to the side. So we're using our hips and we're using our feet. So activating the ankle joints and the hip joints. We want to keep our joints mobile and fluid so we can move the way we want to move throughout the day. And we can add a kick. Kicking to the side always does a little more for the hips and also for the quads and the knee joints. And if you step down and notice your feet, you can also activate your toe joints. So we don't want to ignore any joint in our body. We want to keep them all young and healthy and alive as long as possible as we get older. Kick into the side, and we'll kick to the front. And let's get the arms moving. When we're warming up, you always want to deep breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And if you want to add a little more, just bend your knees a little bit. It always surprises me. Just a little knee bend really increases the effort and get your heart rate going a little bit more. So you get a little more cardio when you bend your knees. Activating these quad muscles. They're one of the biggest muscles in our body and they're good calorie burners. Kick into the front and let's just do a side to side and a reach. We're still kind of relaxed. We're not working real hard, but anytime you reach over your head, you'll notice again that you increase your effort and makes your heart rate increase a little bit more. Bending the knees and reaching to the ceiling. Reach and reach. And let's reach to the front. Little knee bend. And let's do a rotation. One wall and the other wall. Rotate and rotate. Now we're getting that spinal fluid moving, rotating around our spine. Rotate and rotate, and then we can reach up. Reaching up. Still relaxed, still warming up. Reach and reach with a little knee bend. Reach. Good job. Should be feeling warmer. Warm muscles are more flexible. So when we get to the stretching, it should be a lot more comfortable. Reach and reach. And let's step to the side with the reach. Step and reach. And don't forget to breathe. Step and reach. Step and reach. And try for two. If you want to increase your effort, go to work. So there's different level of physical activity. You can have kind of low effort, moderate, or high intensity. You decide. But remember, the more you challenge yourself, the more you'll probably get out of the workout. Side to side, step and reach. And I'm going back to kicks. But I want to keep the arms going. Reaching up. Reaching up. Anytime you reach over your head, it's going to increase your effort. Reaching up, kick into the front, and swinging the arms. Make sure you swing forward and backward so you get both the front of the shoulder and the back of the shoulder. Good work. All right. And let's just sway side to side and do a arm rotation with a little knee bend. Big circle around, and let's circle the other way. Very simple movements, but powerful. Big circles. Now we're gonna do an elbow figure eight. So circle one direction and the other direction. One of my favorite things, favorite movements, because we're using the arm as a lever to actually get some more movement in our spine. Shoulder is attached to your spine, and as we move the shoulder, we move the spine, rotating forward and backward, and bending the knees a little bit. You can try to go lower, get a little more in the lower back, and a little more in the shoulder. Reaching down and reaching to the back. Let's switch arms finally. Start small. Figure eight. Getting bigger and bigger. Getting more rotation on the spine. And more rotation on the shoulder. Reaching further down and further behind. Good work. Reaching up and around. Big circles. Turning your hand over. I know some of these movements might look strange, but do your best and you will get it. They were hard for me at first. They were very different. Some exercise programs, everything is in straight lines. But our bodies don't move in straight lines. Our bodies move in circles, in half circles, in figure eights. So we want to keep that mobility. Let's do both arms. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see, pulling the elbows back, and then forward and reaching way out, and then up, and then open the chest. So I'll show you from the front. Elbows go back, and then out like wings, and then reaching forward. So your back is going in one direction, your arms are going the other direction. You should feel it in your lower back, a nice little stretch. Then reaching up, and then opening up. Hands are turning out to really open the chest. As we get older, many people have trouble with their posture, and they become, the shoulders get rounded more and more, and this becomes our posture. So we really want to open up the chest, lengthen the spine. So we're doing that by using our arms as levers. So elbows back and out, then coming forward, hands, back of the hands together, pushing away, then lifting up and turning the hands out. You can really feel the joints opening up. So elbows out, rounding your back, hands together if you can, reaching forward, reaching up, and opening out. Big stretch. Great job. All right, let's get to the feet a little bit. So we're going to go up on the toes to activate those toe joints and the calves. Up on the toes and down, up and down, up and down. Good work. 8 and 7. You're working your balance by using this chair. Try to let go if you can. And make sure your ankles don't wiggle. Really try to lock them in place. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's really load up one of your legs. So bend that knee, and then this leg is off the ground. Push through, and then lift up on the toe and down. Bend the knee, push, and try to lift up. Even if you just get a little bit off the ground, that's great. Bend it and lift up. And let's add this leg in. So bend, and then this leg goes out straight. Bend this knee and lengthen this one. So we're getting double benefits here. Strengthening this quad muscle and the calf as we lengthen this other quad. If that's all too much, just do the one leg. But keep challenging yourself. Up and lower down on the heel. So lengthen that knee, up on the heel, up on the toe, and down. There's a lot going on here. We're trying to work as many muscles and joints as possible, all at the same time. Let's switch legs. So other leg is straight to start. Bend this knee, foot is off the ground. Bend this knee, the standing leg, push up, and then up on the toe, then lower down, bend the knee, straighten and lift. Lower, bend, straighten and lift. Good job. Bend it, really loading this quad. Up on the toe, down. Bend the knee, straighten the knee, up on the toe, down. Bend the knee, we'll just do 2 more, straighten, up on the toe, and down. Now let's add this one in. So bend the knee, lift, and this one comes out. Down on the heel, lift up all the way on the toe. Bend the knee, push out, up on the toe. Good job. And shake out the feet a little bit, and we'll move on to shoulders. So if you want to get double benefit, let's just start with the arms. So we're going, pushing your heel of your hands away from you and pushing back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Working the posture again, working the upper back muscles. Then we'll go down at a different angle, pushing back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then up in a V shape, pushing back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Working all different angles of the shoulder joint. Really great for strengthening the shoulders and improving our posture. Let's go back to hips. So we're going to do straight leg out in front, and then to the side, and then to the back. So we're working all different angles of the hip joint. So lift in the front, and then lift to the side. Doesn't have to be a big lift. And then to the back. I'll show you from the side here. So lifting to the front, and lifting to the side, and then try to keep your legs straight, just lifting it a little bit behind you. That's a hard one. So front and side and back. Use a chair for balance if you need it. Front and side. If you really want to challenge yourself, try to let go. Front and side and to the back. If any of this is hard for you, that's not a bad thing. Just say to yourself, well, I can't quite do that yet. But that implies there's hope and you're going to get stronger and eventually you will be able to do it. So front, side, and back. One more. Front and side and back. Let's switch legs. So you'll notice when you're moving this leg around, you might feel this one start to ache a little bit. Anytime we have all of the weight on one leg, this hip is working to stabilize. So really great weight bearing exercise when you're standing on one leg. Okay, other leg. Up in the front and out to the side and then kick it back, trying to keep everything else nice and tall. Up in the front, to the side, working the whole hip joint. Up in the front, to the side, and to the back. Front and side and back. Front and side and back. Couple more. Front and side and back. One more. Front and side and back. Good job. All right. More quad work. So we're going to widen our stance a little bit and then lower down for 3 and up. Lower down, 2, 3 and up. Down, 2, 3 and up. Down, 2, 3 and up. Down, 2, 3. Really working the quads, so you want to push your knees apart. That activates the glutes and activates the hip joints. Up. Now we're going to add some arms. So as we go down, you reach up, lengthening out the side, and reach up with the other arm. And up, reach, down for 3, and reach. And reach. So arm reaches way up as we lower down with the legs. Reaching as high as you can. Reach. And up. Reach. And up. Now we're going to bend the knees and we're going to try to reach one elbow toward the knee. So we're getting some core work in. So keep your legs in this little plie position and just go side to side. One side and the other side. Really working the waist. One side and the other side. Trying to keep our back nice and straight as we reach the elbow toward the knee. Side to side. Couple more. Good work. Now let's reach, have a fist, and we're going to reach to the floor in the front. We're getting more of a stretch in the back. So reaching down and reaching down. Reach down and down. If your legs start aching and they get tired, just stand up, shake it out, and go again. Really loading up these quad muscles. But they're big muscles and they can handle a lot of work. All right, so now we're going to go arms straight out. Wrap one arm, wrap the other arm, and then bend toward one knee. And come up, open, and open. Cross, and down toward the other knee. Up, open, and open. Really trying to open the chest. Close, and bend. Open, and open. And up. Good work. All right, shake it out. All right, let's do a wide stance. We're going to do a little lunge to the side, a little more core work, a little more quad work. So one toe is pointing to the side, Bend that knee, and we're going to reach to the side as far as you can, and then come up. Reach to the side. We'll do 4. Reach to the side, and up. Reach, and up. Let's turn to the other side. Pretty wide stance. Bend that knee, and reach out. You can lean on that knee if you need to. And come up. Reach as far as you can. We're lengthening as we go down, strengthening as we come up. Really lengthen and come up. Lengthen and up. Let's switch again. Other side. This time we're going to go forward straight over the leg. So you might want to bring your foot in a little bit, bend that front knee, and reach out over that leg with one arm. And we'll do a little windmill. So other arm comes up, straighten that leg, and reach forward. Here we're really loading up this quad, loading up the core. And come up. Other arm, reaching forward, and coming up. Other arm up, reaching forward, loading up. Switch arms, reach up, and then come forward. Couple more times, reaching up and coming forward, reaching up. So this knee bends as we come forward, loading up, and other arm up. Good, let's switch sides. So other toe is pointing toward the wall, bend that knee, reaching with the opposite arm, up, and then coming forward, and lift up and come forward. Reaching up, coming forward, reaching up, coming forward. Good work. Reaching up, lengthening through this whole side. Then lowering down, reaching up as high as you can, and coming down. Reaching up and lowering down. 2 more, reaching up and lower down. Try to keep a long line from the heel of your foot to the tip of your fingers. Reaching up and lower down. Good work. All right, let's stretch out the legs a little bit since we've been working them. You can put your foot on the floor or up on the chair. Bend your knee and let's just rotate the hip joint. Really loosen up in case you got any tension in there. Rotate one direction and the other direction. You can do this on the ground. Just rotate, loosen it up, and then toe pointing up, bending from your hip joint to lengthen the back of your leg, the hamstrings, and if you pull the toe up, you're getting the calf stretch as well. And hold. And you can go down and up, down and up. Point the toe down and go a little farther. Chest is up, back is straight, so you're feeling it in the back of your leg. And we'll switch. And rotate the leg around, knee in and knee out, rotating that hip joint, this femur in the hip joint. Straighten it out, toe pointing up, bending from your hip joint and coming forward. Your bottom leg can bend, top leg should be straight as possible. Good work, feeling that stretch. This side is always tighter on me. And breathe. Good work. You can go down and up with the toe to loosen up that calf. Then point the toe and see if you can go a little farther. Lengthening out the hamstrings and the calves. Good job. Deep breathe. And you can turn to the side. Try to lengthen out this inner thigh muscle and come forward a little bit. Doesn't take much, but this one needs some lengthening as well. Not one that we often stretch. And for the other side, I'm just using the floor. So legs straight out to the side, toes pointing forward and coming forward, feeling a long stretch on the inner thigh. Good job. All right, and coming up, and we got to get some balance work in. So let's do side and lift, side and lift, side and lift. One of the simplest balance exercises you can do is just getting in a hallway and stepping backwards. So you have the hallway for balance in case you need it, but walking backwards 10 steps backwards and repeating that a couple of times is a really great balance exercise. We don't walk backwards very often, but it really works a lot of the balance muscles. Really great exercise to do. Side to side, lifting, trying to stop and hold for just a second. Stop and lift. If you need your chair, you can have your chair in front of you. Just trying to hold. If you feel your ankle wiggling, that's perfectly normal. That's your balance reflexes. And let's go forward and backward. Trying to just stop for a second. Forward and lift, back and lift. Forward and lift, back and lift. And let's switch legs. Backward and lift, forward. This side's harder for me. Forward and backward. Helps to stare at a spot. Backward and forward. Backward, lift, forward and lift. And if you can, you want to try to work up to being able to stand on one foot for maybe 10 seconds. And then eventually 30 seconds would be a great goal. But if you use a chair, staying on one leg for 1 minute, 3 times a day, actually strengthens your hip joints and increases your bone density. So 1 minute, 3 times a day, standing on one foot. It's okay to use a chair for balance. Really great for your health, your bone strength in your hips and the muscle strength. Just standing on one foot activates that hip joint to stabilize and really improves the muscle health. So let's take a couple of breaths. You made it through. Release any extra tension. Deep breath in, reaching up. And blow it out. One more deep breath. And blow it out. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you check out our website if you need any help. It's tahcares.com, or check out our Facebook page. And until next time, be healthy and stay strong. Bye-bye.